everyone, welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker Training. I'm Richard Carlton here at fmtraining.tv, where every day we're bringing great FileMaker training. Not all of it is free, right? So we'll be having that conversation shortly. Today is a very exciting day. It's a momentous day. Days like today are pretty rare. But before we get into the new amazing starting point, which is in beta testing, it's not final, but we're going to let you have it and let you submit bugs and let us know about that. What we want to do is we want to go to our operators are standing by because we did certification training today, so I want to bring that up real quick. So if I go to our FM training TV website right here, you can see the upcoming broadcast training. This is all the free stuff. But the super duper secret story is that we started doing the certification training today, and the first video is already in editing. It will be cleaned up and posted. As I've been saying for like a week or two now, is that if you want to come to the special high intensity training, you have to have a complete bundle, right? Or you can buy it separately for $2.99 if you don't have that. If you are, this is Get Ready Margaret, if you are a video only bundle and you want to upgrade to complete, you can do that for $99, okay? That may or may not be a good deal for you. It doesn't change your expiration date. It just bumps you up to the complete training level, okay? You're going to get a link from us real quick, and the link will have a license key on the end of that, and looks you up, make sure you're current. It'll show you the information. So this is the 3 videos that were pre-shot. We gave everyone this weekend. Kind of watch these in advance, and then you'll start seeing day 1, day 2 will pop up down here below. Probably within 24 hours, I'd have to bet. David will probably have that done. So it won't be too long for you to catch the recording. So hey, any parting words, Haley? Anything else we have, or is that it for now?
No, I think that's it for now. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we're going to pivot to the new starting point because people are going to blow their minds with starting point. And so I guess I should mention the upcoming training. I'm just going to hit the button here real quick. So the upcoming broadcast schedule is today is Nick's starting point. We don't have Nick on the schedule again, but probably he'll want to come back and talk about the latest bug fixes and stuff. Probably almost like once a week, I would guess, but I don't know. He's got a lot of customer projects to work on, so we will leave it up to him to figure that out. Calvin's helping me cover this week. Calvin's doing yeoman's duty. So we've got some lightweight days tomorrow, lightweight day Wednesday. So if you're trying to get into autocomplete, some interesting stuff with relationships there, then script trigger overview. We haven't done a script trigger overview in a while. Merge field overview. Then open Q&A with server stuff with Jacob on Friday. Welcome. Now, Nick is in Colombia. Now, Nick is like only half the mayhem for today because we got the certification training, right? There's David Angel. People saying hi, Nick, right on. So okay, put your hands down. We can't see your face. There we go. All right, so tell us, what are we doing today and what is going on? And you have to tell us all about this, the most amazing thing you've ever done. You have to give him that speech, okay? So
yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, it's a major update of FM starting point. It's a major update. In the same time, we like you said, we eat our own dog food. I mean, everything we talk about here every week, or every month, or every 2 weeks, everything we say here about design, about how to build solution, how to upgrade solution, how to improve a solution, and how to completely revamp a solution from scratch without rebuilding everything. So everything we talk about, we used it in this new FM starting point. Absolutely everything, especially in the design side. So what is very cool with this version is it's a proof of concept that everything we say is true, which is kind of cool. That means, we talk about often that it is possible to rebuild completely a solution without to touch anything on the schema, or very, very little on the schema. It's possible to do that, and we are going to prove it with this version of starting point. So the starting point is kind of a very a big solution with there's a lot of things going on, and it's not something that we can move easily, right? But with this design that we applied, we are preparing the thing since the last 2 or 3 years, right? But it's a transition. Each time every two years. When is the last time we updated the FM starting point? 2 years ago.
We updated starting point in a major overhaul 3 years ago, I think.
3 years ago. Okay. Yeah. So it's also important when you have a big solution and you want to keep it up to date. It's nice to follow us. So if you want to keep things going, follow what we do, because each time we prove that we're right. So it's not the first time. I've been working on FM starting point at the fourth release of FM starting point the last 6 years, right? 6 or 7 years. So it's the fourth one. So it's a good thing to see what we do and try to follow us and follow our concept. I know some people, they use absolutely everything that I do. Sometimes I'm receiving kind of screenshot and I say, okay, this is the solution I built. It's the same. And they apply exactly everything I do. And every time they say, okay, he saved our time, he saved our problems, we save money, it looks great, people are happy using it. So there's so many positiveness there. But it's great. It's not something that is falling from the sky, right? It's something that we maturize for years and we work on it. You know, Richard, right?
Yep.
I'm working on it. I try to update things, and this is the compilation of everything I know about FileMaker, everything I've learned from my customers the last 10 years, in everything I've learned and everything I know about design. So it's what's the name? It's a combination that is kind of unique in the FileMaker world, So, and that's why this FM starting point is a really, really major release.
Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. So up front, this is beta release. This is what we're going to call X2. So
X2.
There's a bug submission capability in it where you can write the bugs up and send it to us. It's better if you have a really tricky bug to shoot a little video, or for sure a screenshot of it would be really useful. We may or may not know about the bug. If you see a bug, you don't tell us, it may never be fixed, right? It's kind of that kind of thing. So, for example, Larry the Marine sends me a bug and no one else says there's a bug. We probably assume that Larry is high on pain medication and probably doesn't know what he's talking about. So what we're doing is we're looking, when a bug is submitted, we're looking for probably, if it's easy to chase it, fine, we'll chase it. But if it's more complicated, we're going to look to see if anyone else has said anything. And then we'll ask Larry if he's high, right? So I'm picking on Larry, but you get the idea. That's how Claris does bug reports. We're a little bit more flexible with it, but if they don't get 4 or 5 or 50 complaints on a thing, they may never fix it, right? So so lastly, this is beta. That's 1. 2, some people are going, oh, I'm not going to start my project until this comes out. Okay, so understand that even RCC, when we use FM starting point, we eat our own dog food. We take the current version of starting point that's available and we use it, which means that some of my core systems were based on starting point version 3. Are they wrong? Are they old? Are they out of date? No, but I don't want to rebuild a $250,000 database because I want the new design aesthetic on it, if that makes sense, right? So some people are like, how do I magically push a button and have all the work I've done magically fly into the new one? Technology doesn't work that way. Maybe someday it'll be a little bit better, but what the design with starting point is that you're going to start new projects with it if you want. But you're not going to replace something you've been using for 2 or 3 years with it, right? Sometimes you see me pop up our finished goods system in here where I'm tracking various things in FileMaker. I have it open. Yeah, not really. Well, I can open this up briefly. Well, I'm not going to bother. But the point is you open it up, you're like, hey, that's really out of date. It doesn't have neomorphism in it. It works good. It's bug-free. I don't need neomorphism in it. But if you're starting a new project, that's where you want to engage on it, because people are going to say, Richard, I want to update everything to the new thing. It's like, oh, right. So, all right. So hopefully we're all on the same page. So Nick, you want to kick it over? We already put the link out there so you can download it if you want.
Yeah.
So
yes, if to finish the speech out of this, there altogether, this work of rebuilding the new FM starting point, rebuild, reskinning completely, okay, took me like a month. Let's say if you work 8 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week, it took me a month to build it, okay? So it's not a lot. It's not a lot because there's a lot of things going on in FM starting point, right? And what is good is this: you already have as users, as our followers, right? You already have the what I call the UI UX design sample file. You already have it, okay? And you got some object, some components. You got some, okay? But here you get a lot of it, okay? So that means you have a lot of components in FM starting point that you didn't have in a UI UX design file, and you can use FM starting point to cherry pick and all those components that we have. And I know we have what's the name, Calvin and Christian. They can't wait to take to dismantle this and make some nice add-ons, right? But the beauty of this is that first of all, you have a theme complete, okay? A complete theme, and you have a lot of objects, a lot of components, right? So if you want, we can start sharing the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stu asked a really good question. So how much of this is really different? So at the end of the day, it's functionally the same. So we didn't add new modules to it at all. There are no new modules. But Nick changed a little bit how some of the modules interact with some of the design techniques he's been teaching you folks, right? So so like I said, we eat our own dog food. So right now in this version, strictly speaking, it has all the original old layouts in it. We are trying to decide if we're just going to rip them all out or we're going to put them in an archive area, what we're going to do. But really at the end of the day, this beta one you will see has the old stuff in it, right? So it's still there. But yeah, go ahead and yeah.
Yeah. So I want to show something, okay? Because before we walk through, I want to show you, okay, everything that read is from a new morphomism. We can say FMSP 22, okay? So this is from that, okay? So look what I've changed. 2 here, I added, I didn't change it. I added 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Pretty much I had 2 or 1 on each anchor buoy, right? So here we have 3 because of the filter, but you got the point. Very, very few changes, And here, this is something what's the name? Give you advice of using, is when you go in a table like this and you want to see what changed, you go to the creation order in your field, and you can see what has been added. For example, here we know that this has been added from what's the name? My work. Those fields has been added. Okay, so and I tell you what it is. That for the search. That's for the search field and quick find. This is mandatory because of the what's the name? The filtering system I built. This is for the accordion, and then this is for a mirror field for sorting that I'm going to explain what it is in the future. Okay, so in each, if you go and you sort by creation order, you will see that you have pretty much the same kind of copy-paste stuff here, right? Contact, and you have accounts, right? You have pretty much the same field that has been added in each table. I added those fields because I need them, right? But they don't affect the functionality. It's just something that for display. See, I'm identify what it is, right? This is a globals. This is for the sorting, and you have many things for filtering. So you have many things for. It's for the design and the workflow, but it's not something we use as a base for the solution. So So let's start walking through this, unless we have some question.
No, it's so far so good. I think, yeah, go ahead and just drive in a little bit so they can see.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay.
basically, it's not like radically new, but we've had to rethink a couple things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So here, and I'm going to do some comparison with before, after. Okay. So here we have the dashboard, which is pretty much the same thing, right? But it's same thing, but still very different. Those are quick accesses that we didn't change that. The video training, this is something that we don't change. The live streaming is a web viewer, so this is showing the same. But where we have the difference is on the preference. So here you can see how the preference looks like, you know. And I want to show from where it's coming from, and where it is now, right? So it starts with this, right? It starts with this, with a tabs like this, but you can see immediately the limitation. The limitation is this, that you have a lot of problem in showing everything here because you have too much in the thing here. So, but after that, we went to another one. We went to that one, right? But now we have this with a vertical, right? So now you can see how comfortable it is to work through this, right? So this is kind of an announcement we made, right? So we need to have vertical, horizontal tabs. We have now vertical tabs like this with icons and stuff like that. So it's something we demonstrate a lot the last 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah, it's a button bar with a slide panel, right?
Yeah, button bars with a slide panel, and so we have a button bar here and the slide panel here. You can see you can even disconnect them, right? So it's kind of cool. So this is the first approach we have. But what changed a lot? What changed a lot in this version is the navigation. So before we had a navigation like this. So if you land in the account here, this is the type of navigation you had: account, contact, estimate, invoice. You have this kind of navigation. Okay. Oops. Yes. Now it's it points to the new layout. But you got the point, right? So you have this navigation here. We changed that to go something much more advanced, and is the hamburger menu. Okay. But we didn't want to do something simple. I mean, something like button bars and stuff like that. No, we want to give you the ability to use that professionally, to use that in a very cool way. This here it's not a portal. It's a list view. Okay, it's a list view. So what's advantage a list view is giving us? Possibility of sorting, easy sort, easy filtering. We can even have an advanced version of it with sub summaries sorted by, so you can sort by, have a kind of a sub summary and group, you can group items, menu items by sections, right? So you can have an advanced version of it. We give you all the building block to make the advanced version of it, but we keep it simple. Okay, so for now it's just the hamburger menu is something very simple. It's just a layout like this, very simple. It's one body, a list view, and that's it. Okay, so how it works? So it's one layout. And it's always called from where we want to be called. So you can click the icon here, or you can even go and strike Option, Alt, key, and 1. Escape, you close it. Alt, 1, escape, you close it. From everywhere, you can strike Alt, 1, and strike Escape to close it. No, there's no custom menu, okay? I don't. This is from the previous system, but I don't have a custom menu for that. So you can learn how we do that here, but I demonstrate that many times in the webinar we made. But here we are using it for real. Actually, what we did, why is the navigation? Why is the navigation? We wanted to make it a hamburger menu. look how many items we have now. We have home, account, contact, estimate, invoice, project, product, expenses, staff, asset, timesheet, and preferences. Before, with that approach here, it wasn't possible to make it because it's a button bar. It was a button bar, and you have you are kind of limited, right? And it was a pain to show and hide something from here, right? So now with this system, it's very cool. And of course, we apply what we always said during the webinar. When you say Alt 1, and now you can say with the arrow key, arrow down, arrow up, arrow down, arrow up. Okay. So let's say I want to go to accounts. So you see account is pre-selected. I am on home, right? You can see it. I am on home.
Yep.
I want to go to account. Now it's grayed out. And I can strike return or space bar to go to account. And from here, Alt 1, I go there and I can go invoices, or I can go back to accounts. Right? So let's walk through. What did we want to do here? So what was the goal here? The goal was to improve the readability, to make it readable, understandable, and to bring a sense of quality and cleanness. We want something clean. We want something comfortable, something that makes you comfortable to use, not something that scares you to use. Okay, so because now more and more we are using computers and we are using iPhones and iPads and we are educated, and we are not used to see the kind of application, this kind of application. We are not used to see that anymore. Okay, so that's why we wanted to bring to the FileMaker realm, to the FileMaker world. We want to bring all the advanced techniques and advanced knowledge of design, the UI, UX design, okay? So here, you can see here, you had a lot of stuff, So we had a lot of stuff, everything was displayed. That's great because you have access to everything, right? But at the same time, you had problem to read stuff, okay? Because you have too many things, okay? So we changed it to make something more readable, more comfortable, and less busy, okay? But we kept everything the same, right? So we have contacts, we have estimate, we have invoices, we have project. But here we had a problem. It was very, it was a mini Excel here. It was a mini list view. We want to bring something more presentable, more comfortable to read, right? So because we have more space, here we had a problem. The problem was that we had a limited space because you had all of this away to display things. So look what we did. We got rid of this bar here, okay? And we got rid of this bar here. So pretty much we got rid of all the spaces and used unnecessarily. So it was unnecessary to use that. So what we did is pretty much, thanks to the hamburger menu, we combined those two bars here in one, okay? So that's what we did here. You can see, here you have detail and list view, right? Detail and list view. And here you have details and list view as well. But it's all in one bar. So we kept this bar here, right? But we put many other things. So we kept where we are, that's the name here, and we kept the name and stuff. So we kept everything we had before. But thanks to the hamburger menu, we got rid of that bar here. Okay, so we got rid of this, and we got rid of this. So that means now the top of the screen is much higher. So what is the advantage of this? Look the notes, for example. Look the notes portal. We had this one before, okay? And look how it is now. Oops. Oh yeah, because I'm modifying this one. So you see how it looks now. So now you can see that you have kind of a much more comfortable kind of UI here to work with, and you have this nice date here, and you have space. Room is easy to read, right? It's pleasant to read. You can create a new notes and you can go there. So it's very cool. Okay. So and the same for every single tab here: contact, estimate, invoices. They were a little bit like a clumsy, a little bit, So this is what we've done with this. Okay. So sorry for we don't have a lot of sample data inside it, but you can see that, right? So you have this that the contacts, right? You have contacts and you have the estimate here. So this is the estimate tab here, and compared to what it was before, see, okay, so before, after, right? So now you can see, and we added more stuff, right? So for example, here you can see immediately when we say, okay, we added visibility. Yes, we added readability and visibility because you have the due and total together. Here they were separated, and you couldn't see really very well, things like this. So we improved the how to read data, okay, and you can see how comfortable it is now to read, and why we have the ability to do this. If I still had this with this space here, very reduced space here, I couldn't come with that design with something like 3 rows. It's 3 rows high here almost, or 2. Let's say 2.5, right? So I couldn't come with something like this because of the real estate, right? And that's the problem we had before with FileMaker. We had a tendency to compact everything, okay, because we wanted to display way too much, okay? So it's like those buttons here, those buttons here. So some make sense to be accessible all the time. Tasks and calendar and the docs. That makes sense that they are accessible all the time. But those here, you are not clicking on report all day long. It's not something you do click all day long. You do that once in a day, maybe, or once in a while, right? So there's no reason to keep them on the surface like this. So that's why we put them here, and we have these nice looking buttons here now. Okay, so and you have exactly the same.
Is that a popover or is that a card, Nick? What are we looking at?
It's a popover. This is a popover. Okay. But it's a popover that looks different than a popover. Okay, because we can do that. And I demonstrate that many times, but this is how it works here. So you have a popover here, and we added. You can delete something here, and you can print. You can duplicate. Okay, so this is what we have done here in this. Okay. So you have the project list and you have the task list. Look the task, for example. Okay. So the task was like this. So for example, we didn't do many changes here, but we reorganized everything and we made the thing more obvious. Okay. For example, so you can see how this was kind of difficult to read a little bit because we didn't have a guidance here. Now I'm giving you the guidance. Those 2 here, normally if I put some data here, I need to put why I have the old one? I should have a new one. Okay, that's a bag. So I should have a staff here. That's the staff name, right? That's the staff name?
We're all following along. Everyone's loving this.
No,
the comments are awesome. We got a lot of people who are loving this. I'm not following Margaret, are you there? I'm not following the Out One conversation on Windows on YouTube. What's that about?
Okay.
So Margaret's uninvited her. Oh, look! Wow, that's a lot nicer, Nick.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
Nick,
So
you got to get rid of those
yeah,
little lines there. Those look so What a little line.
okay. Oh, you want the trick for that? Okay. You're right. You're right. So you double click here. Okay, you take this, you duplicate it. Okay.
You move it like 1 pixel or something or whatever,
2 pixels.
2 pixels. Okay.
Oh,
You have to make
why?
it transparent, right? The top one transparent, right?
Yeah, but it's not transparent. No, it's not. Oh, that's why.
Ooh, Richard. Ooh, I get points for that one. Anytime I can nail Nick against the wall, it makes me feel, oh.
Okay.
So those of you wondering about that bug, we still have it over here too, but we'll get it fixed there.
Yes, we'll fix it. But you can see, okay, so here what did we do? Before it was like this. Here you clicked here and you were getting this. And here you click here and you get this. But this here actually is modifying those 2 lines here. The at risk and this. This is what is modifying. This is changing this, right? So instead of having a Y button here, I put the Y button on top of those, and then now you can see it's modifying those things directly. See? So you click on what is actually modifying, not outside, right? So this is kind of cleaning we do, nothing much. But here you have the billing address and you have the shipping address. Okay, this is kind of a simple layout, right? So let's go to something more complex. So let's go to the contact layout here. Okay, so here what did we do? Okay, so first of all, I wanted to revamp a little bit how this stuff here works. So when you go to the old one, contacts, okay. So when you go to the old one, so this is the old, this is the new. So see, different? Okay. So what I want to change how this works. Because look at this. Okay, we had this for many times. Here you have a button. This button here is actually telling you to go to Richard Carlton. So if you click here, you go to the account. Okay. So you had a button for that. Let's go back to the contact. So you had a button for that. You have the button to clean up this, and you have the button to look for a new one. So you have 3 buttons. This one with a conditional formatting, right, on this one, that the label was a button. You have a field, and then you have a button here to clean up, and then you have a search account, okay? So this is how we change it, okay? So you clean up. Here I'm telling you, assign a company. You select the company, and boom. So now we have this nice looking
well, most of us would have been happy with the previous one, but this one here is just whole light years better, right? So I mean,
it's cleaner.
If you think about where we came from, the previous one was a major improvement for most people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but this one here is so much even better. So yeah.
Actually, to create this one, what did I do? I took this a long time ago. I took this one and I said, okay, what's wrong with this one? So I was looking for what's wrong. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying what do we have today? What is the paradigm today to change this? Okay. So here we have a label with a label button with a conditional formatting, which is kind of a lot of things doing here. Then we have a field, and then we have 2 buttons here. Okay. So we replace this by 2 buttons, but actually they look buttons like this, right? So there are 2 buttons. One button has the account name on it, and then we have a delete button. So why I'm doing that way? Because now I have the possibility to copy this. Let's say I want a company picker like this. I want it on products, projects, invoices, whatever. I want on every single layout and every single context of the solution. Just what I need to do is this. Double click on this, click here, and change the destination fields. That means when you click here, I open this, and then when you select it, I have one script that says, okay, by the way, what is the account destination field name, right? So that means if the account destination ID field is contacts T05 contacts ID underscore account, okay? In project is T16 underscore project ID underscore account. So just what I need to do is to tell the script where he will have to send the information at the end. So I'm creating here a variable, right, based on the parameter, and then so that means I can just copy paste this on every single layout, and I have a company picker. Okay, so let's continue the visit. Another thing that we want to change, okay, and that I did recently. Remember, it was one night I figured out how something was not wrong, but something was weird before, okay, in the account, in the contact layout, okay. So not on this one, but on this one. It was a glitch that we had on the other one, okay. Oh, I can't do that because of the. I need to do this. Go to contact. Okay, something was kind of a little bit wrong here. I had notes, a notes tab, and within the note tab, I had this in the middle. Okay, it wasn't making sense, and that I have to admit, I built it. Why? Because I didn't know what to do with this. Okay, but it didn't occur to me that I had a fix, and it was in front of my eyes. Because here, what I wanted to do, not only I wanted to clean up the thing to make it, but I wanted to fix this. I wanted to fix this popover. Something was very annoying me in this popover. When I fixed this, when I wanted to fix that popover, it came to my mind what I need to do. And what I need to do is just get rid of the popover and create a new tab follow-up. So now we have a tab for the follow-up. So we have a dedicated tab for the follow-up. And that's popover now is there directly on the layout. There's no popover anymore. So we have exactly the same features that the popover, but it's not a popover. But now I have more, it's clean, you know, I can change the date and stuff like that. So now it's very clean. So I have the picture here, right? I have everything I want to, I need to have, the follow-up and stuff like that, in one place. And now I have a notes kind of tab dedicated to the notes. So I don't have this kind of a weirdness here that I had before, right? So I have the notes, right? Contact, estimates, right? Invoices, project, etc. Okay? So we have exactly the same thing that we had before. Something I want to show you is that before we had those 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons here. So now they are on the very top, because now we can use that navigation because we got rid of this, right? Now we can put that on top of the screen, okay, as a main navigation, and it makes completely sense. We are in contacts, details, list, email, and the map and follow up, right? Look the email. The email looks like an email right now. Okay, so it really looks like an email. So it's a cool way to to arrange things like this. Thanks to the what was the name? The hamburger menu. Okay. So, do we have a question for?
Yeah, there's a couple questions. Well, there are kind of here, and then I would ask Margaret to help with that because I'm also playing air traffic control and other stuff. Let's see, Stu, Kyle, Stu talking about the divider. Will this version work in FileMaker 18 is what Blair asks.
18, yes.
Okay, kind of, right? So the rub is that keep in mind FileMaker 18 I don't even think is officially supported by Claris anymore.
Yeah.
So if it works in 18 but then something doesn't work, yeah, we're not going to go back and fix it. So because FileMaker, Claris normally would change their version numbers every year, and now they're kind of afraid to change it because management's trying to figure out what they're doing. And so as a result, we're stuck on FileMaker. We're starting year 3 with FileMaker 19, I believe, right? We're in year 3 now with FileMaker 19. We already did the first year. We did the second year. Or maybe the third year starts in June, maybe, or whatever. But the point is we're coming into it here pretty quick. It's still going to be called 19. So the supported versions of FileMaker are only the last 2 years, so it'll be like 19.1, 19.2. Anything 19.1 and earlier will be supported by Claris. So yeah, it might work, Blair. If it doesn't, then you're kind of out of luck on this a little bit, right? Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
So another thing that we how to enhance something without rebuilding anything. So before we had this for the docs, right? It was cool, right? But now we have this. It's exactly the same, right? It's the same thing, but it looks much more modern. That's it. When you apply the design paradigm, see? So you have a little 2 here that tells you that you have 2 docs, right? I didn't change anything because I had the 2 docs before here, right? It was saying 2 docs and this like this, but just because we changed the way, and it's on top right, it's always on the top right, so it's easy to discover, right? So this is, and of course we have always the same here: duplicate, print report, print labels, and stuff like that, right? Let's work a little bit on the list view. So the list view is cool because we wanted to keep it the way it was, before, that you can write things directly in list view. So we kept this, directly in list view. And also what we did that we enhanced the visibility of the status here, right? So you have the status with the color here instead of having the color in the text here. So we don't have that anymore. But here is much more visual here when you see that on the side. But I still have you can change it here. You can see when you change it, it's changed here. And of course, we have the send email and the go, because before we had the send email directly attached to the email here, right? But it's not a good way to do that anymore. So now we have a button here that says email, right? And it's grayed out if you don't have an email. So if you have an email here, now it's blue. But if you don't, it's grayed out, right? So because you don't have an email. Of course, we have all the buttons here. So all the goodness that we have here: duplicate, label, report, find all, find active. So you have all of this here in the menu here. So you have a menu here, and you can change and you can see all of those things, right, directly here. And you have the help. We kept the help as well. So let's continue a little bit here. Let's go to the estimate, because this is where the goodness leads. Okay, this is a new estimate. So you can see it doesn't look busy. This one here was looking a little bit of busy. Let's go to the last one. And okay. See, it was looking a little bit busy. And I didn't remove anything. But why was looking busy? Okay. Too many things on this layout, way too many things. Buttons here, buttons here, buttons here, buttons here, buttons. It was too many buttons. And this is confusing, because at one point you don't know where to go, and you don't know what to do, right? Compared to that one, where we have the most relevant buttons, the one we want to have on the surface, okay? And so the navigation, of course, first the navigation, the main action that to move an estimate to the invoice, and add stuff that you want to click often. You are going to click often those things, because that's the way you're going to build your estimate, right? And everything else is there, right? So send by email, you're not going to click send as email as often that you click add a line, right? Or find an estimate by barcode. It's not something you're going to do all day long, right? Add an item by barcode, yes, that's something you do. But add an estimate, found an estimate by barcode, you do that once in a while. So it's in the medium, you know. And here we have a lot of those, right? Remember what I told you, you know, how those works. They work exactly the same thing, the same way. Those buttons here have been built in a way that you can paste them and, you know, and they work. Just you change the destination field name, right? So this is for the project. This one will be for the account, and this one will be for the staff, etc., etc. So this is how it works, right? So how this works? So first of all, when you arrive here and you have a brand new estimate, you know what to do. I tell you what to do. I'm telling you what to do. When you're here and you have a new estimate, pretty much you don't know what to do. I mean, you have no way to understand. See, if you, let's create a new one. Okay. This is empty, right? So it's empty. So you don't know what to do here. But here, you know what to do. Assign a project. So you go into assign new project. You have a new project. You can, you know, you can search for, you know, you have a search box here that doesn't work. Why? Okay, we have bugs. Okay, so we have a bug. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so you assign a server, you assign an account, you assign a staff, and you assign a contact. So see, you have this window coming here, and they are a CARSTAR window, right? Because this is a list view, you know. I don't know why my search is not working anymore here. He's working, but maybe it's a located bug here. Oh, I know why. Okay, I know why. I'm not fixing now, but I know why. So you have the contact information. You have all the information here. So this is how, and here we had this kind of a shipping, ship to address, shipping info, and suppliers. So that was a little bit, you know, build to, shipping, ship, and suppliers. So they were, those four were a little bit complicated here because shipping is nothing to do with an address. This is an address, this is an address, this is an address, but this is not an address. So we fix it, right, by, you know, having this here like this, right? So they are built to, ship to, okay. So here are the real goodness that I want to show here is here. Before we had this pop over here, okay, to select a product or select a service, okay? But I couldn't have both at the same time, product and service. And I could search, right? But it was kind of a little bit complicated to use, and especially complicated to manage, to manipulate. You know, this one here, you have a popover, and then you had a portal with a filter for the one filter, two filter. You have a bunch of what's the name, triggers and stuff like that. So something bothered me when I wanted to rebuild that stuff here. I said, why you rebuild like this? Oh, okay. Why rebuild like this, right? So I said, let's make it new. So now you can click here, add a line, and this is what you have, okay? So you have a list. It's a list view. So you can, first of all, you can see if you sort by type, you sort by product or by status, okay? So if you sort by product, okay? So you have by letters here, so by first initial here, right? So you have the B, the F, the Y, the G, the N, and stuff like that. And of course, if you type W, you go to the W here, okay? So you have a list view, a real list view, it's not a portal, right? So you can search here, you can sort, and you can filter by service and product, but you can also say all product, service. So that you couldn't do before, right? And the goodness here, and you can do this. You can select this one, this one, this one, this one, this one at the same time. So you select those 5 products and you say, okay, add selected product here. It doesn't work. I'm cursed. Why it doesn't work? I don't know. Sorry for that. I don't know. Okay, so let's go.
FileMaker Fairy?
I don't know. I did it this morning. It was working well. I don't know. I might change something at the last minute and break something. Okay, here it works. Okay, so let's go to the invoice, which is the same. Invoice and an estimate has the same. Sorry for that. So I'm going to fix this. So when you add a line, right here, you can select multiple product like this. Okay, you can select those and say, okay, add selected. So you selected certain product and you can click here and you select and you add them immediately there. Okay, before with the old one, you had to select one after one, right? So this is what what was bothering, is that you could do it, but only one by one. So let me do the demo right quick. You do it one by one. When you click add a line, you were selecting this one and you were adding one. See, you had to click and select this one. You see, click and select. So you couldn't select multiple at one time. So it was click, 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 click. It was kind of really, really bothering. So here, and I tell you which one you already have. So you already have that icon, that thing here. So why you want to add twice, okay? So I tell you what you already have, and you can add what you don't, right? So this is a big announcement that we made. Of course, you can create a new product, okay? New product, products, and sale number, category, and everything that is red. Everything that is red is mandatory. There are mandatory fields, right? So when you have everything, now you can validate, and you can say product or service. So let's say it's a service, okay? So let's say service, okay? Service 1. Service 1. Service 1. So I'm creating this product, and then I validate, and now it's there. It's there and selected. So now I create a new one, and I can create a new one. I can create another one, service 2, right? What do I have today? So here, and keywords, okay? A product, and I said it. So now I have 2, 2. So product, service, okay? So, and they are automatically selected when I create them. And now I can just say that in product. So here we change, we want to enhance everything here to put more visibility. So here you can see here all the dates. Many dates are missing here. So let's go to the old one. Invoices, old one. Okay. So you can see here you have a lot of things going on. You have a lot of buttons and a lot of blue stuff. A lot of it was very, very busy. A lot of buttons and stuff like that. So here we clean up and we improve visibility, like the date here. Okay, the date. Okay, everything here now is there. Because this is the most important in the invoice, right? When the date of the invoice, when it's due, when it's paid, this is most important. So we wanted to make that more obvious, right? More prominent, highlighted. And of course, you have all those selectors here, and you have the paper status and stuff like that. Shipping address and address here. So you have the shipping here, shipping for information, and address, shipping, suppliers. So we have all the information in accordion like this. But we already had the accordion before, but it was kind of more busy like we have today, right? And we have the status here. So we have everything here. So now that we have more space, here I could put more tabs here because Putting more tabs doesn't bother me anymore here because we have this ability here to make that, right? So we have more tabs here. We can add a line the new way. You can add a barcode. You can just click here and you can scan your stuff. So we improved that one too, right? So, and we have the list view, the details. We have everything. But also what we improved here in this solution, what we improved in this version of Starting Point, we improved this. So what is this? Okay, it's a sorting. So we improve the sorting. So now we have this sort. We can sort by ID. Okay, apply. You sort by ID. You can sort by let's say invoice date and by status. Okay, so you can sort by two keys that you didn't have before, right? So status. See, you sort by status. So you can, and so if you watch my videos, my webinar, you know that if you click status first and invoice date later, it will do the sort by status and invoice date. Okay, it will follow the order. If you click to project and invoice date, it will sort by project first and invoice date. Okay, so this is cool. This is the sort. And in the same time here, we have the sort and we have a filter. I want sorted by full name, only the preliminary. So I have those, right? So I can change, I want preliminary and I want active. So now you have two. Or you don't want this and you want the canceled, okay? Or non-canceled, but if I want paid, for example, okay, I have two paid. See, so we have the sort, and you can change the sort if you want, okay? And if you want, you can clear everything, and then you have everything, okay? So this system here, we spread it everywhere in the solution, and of course, it is we have the same here for this, okay? Project, and we have the sub summary, okay? We have a sub summary, a filtering by here, right? So if I say account, I will have this. Oh, I don't have it on account, but which one I will have? Full name, I think. No, yes, see? Full name. Full name, I have a sub-summary sorting by. So this is controlling also the what's the name? The sorting, right? So do we have questions or I can just move on?
I don't really see questions. I didn't see a suggestion, but you can look at that yourself, I think, later.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, otherwise I think we're good.
Okay, so I want to, because I see the time running, so pretty much we have the same, we spread out the same thing all across the solution, right? We dramatically improved how this works. So the list, the tasks, right? It's now a CARSTAR window that pops like this. And now if I click here, like one here, I have this coming, okay? So you can see how this looks now, okay? So, and of course you can assign an account, assign a project, right? I'm going to resize this window. This window is way too big, but anyway, you got the point here. You have the dates, all the dates and stuff like that, okay? Continue. So this is, and you can add a task if you want here, see? Okay, so I want to, before we go, or before if we have questions, last minute questions, but we have a search box here that's search all across the table. But I want to show you some of the dead kind of layouts that they were completely unattractive before, and they are completely revamped nowadays, actually. Let's talk about the asset, for example. Assets were kind of dying. It was a kind of a dying layout, right? I mean, nobody was caring about. It was like this, right? So this was the asset, okay? With this here, completely on the side, and this, okay? So we changed that to this. So now when you check in, so you have this popover. You can change this, done. Now you can check out. You can select the contact. You can select the staff. right? Can change the dates, change this, type a note, done, right? So it looks much better than before, and you can review and you can see the depreciation. So you see what we apply a simple design kind of a principle here, and everything looks much better. So I want to show you that. So to do this, we didn't change much of what we had before, but we just completely reorganized, and we just applied new design principle that we didn't have before, right? And you don't need to change much on this. For example, on the script side here, this is what I have. For each section here, I have an account. So those are the script that I created for the new stuff. Okay, so I have triggers, and they're pretty much the same all across. They're all the same. When you switch the pattern, when you load the record, when you commit the record, when you keystroke on the layout, when you enter the layout, and then you have on object enter and exit. You have two of them. Okay, so it's always the same. See, it's always the same. So I pretty much duplicate because the layouts are built on the same roots. They have the same roots. They have the same building blocks. Okay, so that's why all the navigation and all the workflow management, all those scripts that are used for the workflow and maintaining the thing together, they work the same. They need to be different because they come from different contexts, but it's pretty much the same thing. When you click here, you have a script. When you click here, you have a script, etc., etc., etc. So it's very cool. Like staff, for example, see that the new staff layouts that were kind of another dying layout we had before, completely unattractive, and but now we can use it again. See, okay, so it was like this, so was doing his job, but in my opinion, this looks better. So you have the communication, and you have all the address. Okay, so yeah, so this is the first sneak peek of the new starting point, right? So it was a kind of
question. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's kind of like a more discussion thing. Stu, can you talk about contrast? I like the low contrast gray and light gray, but I can see how some people might have difficulty with it.
Yeah, it's it's a problem that we can say for Mac OS, Windows, or the Facebook.com, or it's the what's the name, but you can improve it if you want, right? You can increase it, knowing that it's a matter of, I'm wearing glasses, I'm wearing glasses, and I have serious problems in my eyes, without glasses, I cannot read, so I'm the first concern, okay? I have problem personally with too much of things. When you have too much of things, this is where personally I have a problem. And not only me, many people have the problem when they have too many things on the layout, right? So look, in the design, I won't get 100% of people happy. It's not possible, right? It's a matter of taste. It's a matter of but you don't need more. I mean, you don't need more. Everything is that we have the tendency to put a box within a box within a box within a box. We love the boxes, So that was before, right? We have boxes within boxes within boxes within boxes. So the tendency now is to remove the box. If you go Facebook.com, it looks incredible, but it's true. I create this, and I create this completely without copying anybody. 2 days or 3 days after that, I showed that for the first time, this design for the first time 2 or 3 days later, Facebook changed its website following exactly the same design guidelines. Why? It's because as a UI UX designer, I'm following the same like influencers, so people that we follow. We have companies that we follow, If you go google.com, you have no boxes. Google.com, you have no boxes. You have white background, 2 buttons in the air. You have absolutely no boxes, absolutely no background, absolutely no highlights. That's their choice, right? That's their choice. I pretty much don't need what I need to know. I don't need a flashy yellow or blinking background, but I need to know that active. I need to know this is active, and I have these green thinking shouting to me, okay? And I can see it because this is gray. If I put a black or if I put a red background here, I will crush everything, and this will, I won't see that anymore, right? So in design, it's okay. There's guidelines, there's things, the tendency of people and stuff like that. I understand some people will have problems, so they go layout mode and they they change it. And they go there and and they put that. So now you have a new background. So it's up to you. It's a matter of taste. I just try to bring the latest design guideline and principle that the major designer and the leader in the industry are using. Okay, so if you go Facebook, for example, right? When I saw that, I said, okay, this is a pretty strong validation of the design. Why? Because Facebook, they have billions and billions and billions of dollars in design kind of research and what's the name, budgets. Okay, so when I saw that, I said, not bad because it's a validation. It's a validation because pretty much you go facebook.com, you will be very familiar with this. So it was kind of if you go to the leading of the industry, right? They don't use there's a reason for that. I'll tell you why they go there. It's an economic reason. To build this layout, it takes me 10 times more time, okay, than to build this one. It's that simple. Okay. In terms of money, this one is super easy to build. Why? Because for each layout, one example, on each layout, right, I need to take care of this. Here now, I don't need, because this is this is a list view with a layout, so I don't need to take care of this. Okay, I don't need to take care of this. All the background and to make sure that everything is aligned, and I don't need to take care of this. The boxes on the back and the boxes here and the box there and the box right, left. Finito. Tell me, we don't need that. There's no need of this anymore. I don't need of this. Buy, completely buy. I don't need that. And I have more space now to deal with this. It's much easier than to deal with this. Why? Because I put this, here. Like if I go to the estimate, okay. If I go to the estimate here, so now it's easier because look, see, it's easier to build because I have more space, okay. And pretty much to do this, I'm using that tool here, that tool. I put the first, look, I do this, okay, I put the first and the last, and I select this. Okay, first and the last, bam, this tool bring me. So here, when you have this design, you need to make sure that those are glued one to another one, right? And you have to take care of this in the middle. And so you have a lot of taking care of, when you have to take care of those buttons here, one button, 2 buttons, right? When you have to take care of those the box, and you have the bar, and you have the background, right? So, and here you don't have those. Absolutely not, right? You have those, right? Those are easy because they are replication, triplication. So you copy paste and you reassign the layout. The thing here is not. It's for this layout only. This, I'm using that everywhere. Those dates are everywhere. You know, they are in estimate. They are in invoices. That's the same. They are in the accounts. You know, I don't know if I have one in account, but I have them in projects. See, I have them in project. They are all the same. So I copy, paste. You know, I copy, paste. So they're built. Right? So here I need to take care of this, right? So you will tell me this. Look to build this. How complicated it is to build this. Here, when you build when you have more space, okay. So let's say we have more space, right? So we go to invoice, okay. So now for the address, I have much more space, right? So to build this, I have more freedom to build than this. This will be complicated. This is not, right? And to build this, oh my gosh, I remember, so clumsy. So build this too small, very clumsy like this, okay? To build this, it's very simple. See? Why? Because I have my own tab. Here, I couldn't have my own tab, right? Or look, CC info. Here I have credit card, notes, total, payments, you know. So I have my own payment kind of thing here, right? So it's different because I have payment here now, you know. So you have this, you know, we have the payment here. So, but you got the point here. This stuff is much easier to build than anything else before, and cheaper, much cheaper. In terms of time, much cheaper, because always the same. Look this. They look always the same. Oh, here I have a bug. Oh, okay. So this is much easier to build because it's always the same. This here is the same. It's the same portal. I paste everywhere. Okay. Look, you have this. And then you have contacts. Blue, black, gray, smaller. Estimate. Blue, black, gray, smaller. Project, product. Blue, black, gray, smaller. Oh, with a price on the right. And you have like staff, you know. Blue, black, up with something on the right. So, and always the same. Status with the same color, right? So when you have something like consistency, you have consistency like this, you know, like to build this, I duplicate, replicate, copy, paste. I don't need to take care of many things, right? So, and this, for example, oh, this is super cool. This one, this is pointing to a value list, right? So when you click here, I don't need to change much. I just need to go and put the name of the value list. So if I want to build something like that to point to another value list, let's say I want to go to another value list. I want to build another one for another value list, sorry. And then after that we go. But I want to build like this one. Okay, I want this. Okay, I want the 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want the first of this. I'm going there. Look, I'm going there. I paste this. Going there. Paste this. Actually, I can double click, and paste this, and I'm putting 3 here. Okay, so now, boom, I have a new one. Item value. See? So, and then you can say, okay, now I want to make sure that it points to the right field. You select the field you want, and then you say here the same thing. You say you double click here, and you say, okay, I want this. I want the first value of this value. Okay, that's super easy. So you don't need to go and modify much. Okay, to build something like this, right? I mean, to close the chapter of the design. Okay, design is it's a matter of taste. Okay, so it's a matter of taste. I'm not trying to defend my design or your design. It's you have okay, you have the chance to get a guy that pretty much loves go outside and read books and read documentation, guidelines from Apple, from Google, how to build this, how to build that, when you have a date, how you can build a date, right? For example, because you have some refinement on this solution, that's cool. Let's go there and then we go, but it's not the first time I'm saying that, but let's go to contacts. Okay, and here I have 2 dates here, right? And people say, yeah, Nick, but I want to type my date because I don't want to use the calendar. I want to type the date. If I want to type 1971, how I can do that? I can do it. No problem. I have the date here. I click and I do Alt click. Right? So you got it. So you have everything. You know what I mean? So you have this kind of refinement here, and I'll teach you how to do it, right? So it's just a matter of comfort. This is comfortable to read, right? This is less comfortable to read. Let's be honest. Let's face it. This is more, and you can do something like this, like when you are an invoice, for example. When it's paid, this is red. I want to put the date red because it's paid, right? Paid. So I want that to be red, okay? Not blue. I want that to be red. And you can enhance it if you want, right? Because it's pure FileMaker, right? So you can say this. If you want to change the color on this, right? You select this and you say, okay, I want to change the color. Change the color. I want green. So now you have it green, right? It's super easy. You see, you know what I mean? So you can add a lot of goodness to your solution with little things, right? Yeah, the picker, and the picker is not, look, everything I'm doing requires more time. It requires more time to build something like this, okay, than to go to a table view, okay? If you go table view, it's easier, okay? But in terms of usage, when you have somebody using it, it will be much simpler. I'm very proud of this, and it's true that everything I build, absolutely nobody is asking me to explain and to tell them how it works. We build this for that. We build this to demonstrate that what we say works and what we say is cool. That's why we build this. We are applying everything we are talking about in terms of design since 2 years, right, or 3 years. So it's a good teaching tool. It's a really, really good teaching tool. So, by the way.
Cool. Awesome. No, seriously, Nick, this has been fantastic. The overall impression across all of the conversations has been, this is amazing. This is super cool. The design is a home run. People love it. There are questions I'm just not going to be able to get to, and I'm very sorry. Try not.
We can do it now. We can do next week.
We can do it next week. Yes, I will talk and make sure, see if I can get you scheduled for Tuesday if you're good with Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, no problem.
All right. Thank you so much, Nick. This is seriously amazing. FMSP is always amazing. You always make super cool. It's all great. I love it. I am going to run the closing music.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license Well, it's potentially expired. Look in the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!